In a recent study, a man who was rapidly approaching dialysis was able to completely reverse kidney disease. He was risking dialysis. Then he started this diet. Today, his creatinine level is normal. His kidneys are perfectly fine. This is his secret. Catherine here, I've been working with kidney disease patients for more than a decade now, and I've met patients who were able to improve their kidney function even when their doctors told them to prepare for dialysis.
Wait. What?
What is their secret? They are all following an easy diet. A diet that made it possible for them to follow it every day for years without problems. Let's say it. There is no improving your kidney function if your diet is not easy to follow. I'm saying this after learning from the success story I talked about in my recent video. This is a man who was in stage 3B and that was taking 12 medications every day for his diabetes and high blood pressure. Everything changed when he started a diet as easy as this. Eating exactly what you see here, without any portion control nor tracking, he was able to completely reverse kidney disease. In just 4.5 months, his creatinine levels went back to normal. He was also able to lose more than 30 kilos or 70 pounds, and he stopped taking the majority of his medications. So, how can you achieve this? How can we make your diet easier? So my aim in my videos is to make the renal diet easy for you, easy for my subscribers that watch and comment my videos, alright? Yeah, I always do my best to know you guys. I read and answer as many comments as possible in comment section. So, what I want to focus on today are some of the questions you are asking in comment section. I've tried to focus on those things that are more frequently asked or on what people usually get wrong. So, what questions can make all the difference to making your diet easier? Let's start with a question about a food that's stirring a hot debate in comment section already. Question: is cooking with oil safe for the kidneys? So cooking oil is the first point of debate here. Many patients are actually recommended to use oil in cooking, albeit sparingly, but in the study I mentioned, cooking oil was forbidden. So you guys are asking me, he started cooking with no oil, am I doing it wrong thing by using avocado oil to cook? Now, cooking with oil is not necessarily a bad thing as long as you use the right oil such as olive oil or avocado oil, and you use as little as possible of it during cooking. Cooking method is also very important. Sauté your veggies, cook them for as little time as possible. Never do deep fries, that's never healthy. Also make sure you are never hitting the smoke point. Every oil has a smoke point, the temperature at which the oil is no longer stable and begins to break down, causing visible fumes. For example, avocado oil has a pretty high smoke point and it's ideal for sautéing. So why was this man instructed to completely avoid oil in cooking in order to improve his kidney health and to lose more than 30 kilos or 70 pounds? Well, the fact that he was obese has a lot to do with it. You see, fats are extremely caloric compared to the other macronutrients. For example, just 1 teaspoon of oil has about 40 calories. You should eat about 2 cups of kale to get the same calories. But which one would you make feel more satiated? 2 cups of kale or 1 teaspoon of oil? So my advice here is to strictly limit oil and other high-fat foods if you need to lose weight, alright? But add a generous amount of raw olive oil on your salad if, on the other hand, you are struggling to maintain your body weight. Yes, that's how you improve your kidney health using your diet as a tool. Next question, should you avoid eggs in a renal diet? Oh, what about eggs? Many of you guys are asking about eggs. Here's a comment. Please explain why this mention not to eat eggs, but in one of your last video, eggs are suggested. So this is an interesting question. Now, the general rule is no eggs in the renal diet, okay? And we have seen more than one study in which kidney disease patients reversed kidney disease recently. In some of them, eggs were forbidden. But in one study in particular, eggs were used as a tool to help patients improve their kidney health. How? This is a study in which 120 patients stage 3 and 4 all improved just with a diet. All the test subjects in the intervention group improved their kidney function. How is this possible? They achieved the incredible result of getting all the test subjects on average to improve their kidney function mainly by focusing on strictly limiting low biological value protein intake and phosphorus intake. What they focused on in this study was giving patients foods that were very low on phosphorus but rich in high biological value or complete protein. And one of the best foods when it comes to complete protein to phosphorus ratio is egg white. So this is what can cause some confusion about eggs, alright? They are generally on the avoid list because they are rich in protein. But egg whites are also one of the foods with the best complete protein to phosphorus ratio. Now keep in mind that keeping protein intake low enough is the priority in a renal diet. Egg whites are not going to help you at all if you can't keep your protein intake low enough. But people have been improving their kidney function when they were able to follow a low protein diet that was also including egg whites as the protein source because it's very low in phosphorus but it's a complete protein. So, I hope this clarifies why eggs are sometimes recommended and sometimes forbidden. Up next, one of the most debated foods of the renal diet. Question: can you eat dairy if you are on a renal diet? This is a comment I got in one of my recent trivia. The calcium in the cheese will also compete with phosphorus for absorption. I do not advise my patients to avoid dairy personally. Moderating it seems more sensible. Okay guys, I know very well that you know already that dairy is on the nasty list of the renal diet. Most dairy, including milk and most types of cheese, are too rich, especially in phosphorus, but also protein, to be regulars on the tables of those following a renal diet. And by the way, I will immediately tell you that if you want to see your kidneys improve, you must completely avoid ultra-processed types of cheese, such as Cheese Whiz, various spreads, Velveeta, and so on. That's junk food. Now, what's controversial about dairy are those types of cheese that actually have some health benefits. I'm talking especially about those low phosphorus, minimally processed types of cheese such as brie, ricotta, parmesan, maybe even cheddar, but cheddar is higher in phosphorus than this. And they do have some health benefits. They have some calcium and some vitamin B12 and in some cases vitamin K2, all things that most kidney patients are supposed to supplement. But these types of cheese also have phosphorus and protein and sodium in them. So question, should you remove these healthier cheeses or should you just limit them? Well, it depends on your levels. You see, the rule today when it comes to the renal diet is to make personalized diets for every single patient. So maybe you have too high phosphorus levels or you are struggling to keep protein intake down. Don't eat cheese at all then. And this is the most common situation according to studies. A common reason why people end up with renal failure, okay? So if your goal is to make your diet as easy as possible, just forget that cheese even exists. But what about someone with phosphorus in the range that really loves cheese? Yeah, I would say that they can have a small piece of cheese 1 or 2 times a week if they really want. But keep in mind that most patients struggle to really limit protein intake, alright? And that's a cause of kidney damage. That's what sends people on dialysis. And I know that many people have a strong opinion about cheese. It's one of the hardest things to remove from the diet. So let me know what you think about cheese, and if you eat it, let's talk about it in comment section. Okay, now a very interesting question about cravings. Question: what causes sugar cravings? How can you avoid them? So this is a comment from one of you guys. Other YouTube contents say protein helps them to curb sugar cravings. Any thoughts on it? So should you eat more protein in order to reduce sugar cravings? Those YouTubers are kind of right when they say that protein is a way to reduce sugar cravings. It works a little bit. There is only one problem with that. If you have CKD, this extra protein will destroy your kidneys. Science is 100% clear on that. If you have kidney disease, you must aggressively cut on your protein intake. That's a hard rule today, alright? It's not up for debate. So recommending more protein in order to curb sugar cravings is just like telling people to smoke in order to lose weight. Yeah, it works, but it will also remove you from this world in a much shorter amount of time. But I guess those YouTubers don't really care about that as long as they are selling enough keto meals. So question, what to do in order to stop sugar cravings? Now there is an easy trick that's supported by science, by the way, that I use every time I go on a diet to completely stop my cravings for sugar. It works a million times better than protein. And by the way, this is the only superpower of the keto diet. The only reason why some people have results with the keto diet. And guess what? You can incorporate this superpower to a diet that doesn't damage your kidneys. So what is the big secret to stop sugar cravings completely? It's completely avoiding processed and added sugars. So try this and tell me if it works. Starting from tomorrow, check every food item you eat for added sugar and completely remove them from your diet. Not just talking about sodas, fruit juices, sweets, and the other usual suspects. Also condiments, ketchup, sauces, packaged bread, anything that comes in a package must be checked for added sugar. As soon as your added sugar intake is down to 0 for 2 or 3 days, the miracle will happen and you won't crave sugar at all anymore. Seriously, anyone I recommend this to says it's incredible. And keep in mind that sugar naturally present in plants won't create any cravings, alright? So, eat more fruit and veggies and avoid added sugar. As a small added bonus, eating, more potatoes, oranges, bananas, and completely avoiding added sugar will significantly improve your quality of life, your longevity, and your kidney health. Okay, time now for a question I always get whenever I mention potatoes, oranges, bananas. Isn't potassium supposed to be the #1 enemy of your kidneys? Here's what this comment says. High potassium can lead to stroke. Don't recommend such unscientific information. Okay, this one was not really a question, and it's real that too high serum potassium levels can lead to stroke. Everyone with kidney disease knows this. So, how come the man that completely reversed his kidney disease and lost more than 70 pounds was explicitly ordered to eat not just 1, but at least 2 high potassium fruits every day as snacks? Now, I wasn't the one to prescribe him that diet, alright? This study was co-signed by a nephrologist and a family doctor. So, how come these doctors that are being published in one of the most prestigious medical journals for their achievement are recommending their patient such unscientific information? And guys, the study says at least, alright? It doesn't mention an upper limit. So, if he was particularly hungry, nobody was stopping him to eat even 3 or, God forbid, 4 fresh clementines as snacks. Yeah, such unscientific way to reverse kidney disease. But how is it possible that instead of getting a stroke, he actually got out of kidney disease? Well, because potassium intake from foods is not the cause for hyperkalemia. Potassium was actually removed from the diet in a very unscientific way. They didn't know back then that what actually causes too high potassium levels are problems such as constipation, inadequate insulin, untreated metabolic acidosis, inadequate dialysis, and medications, especially blood pressure medications. In short, if your serum potassium level is higher than 5.2, you should talk to your nephrologist and see what they can do with your ACE inhibitors or your angiotensin receptor blockers, or with those other issues I just mentioned, because that's what causes hyperkalemia, not the food you eat. And I've talked more in depth about this topic in my video up here and also in the description, by the way. And this was the last one for today. Guys, let me know if you like this video and if you want to see more like this one. Also, feel free to ask any question down in comment section. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye.